from Michigan.
Yeah, he's an elite player regardless of position in the league. Fred Johnson playing significantly better than he did in limited action a year ago.
We may even anticipated the anticipation
to bring him down. Joey Bosa back this week with a nice spin move, but Drake May gets the ball off.
Well, you see Parsons playing D tackle. He gets down in there in the B gap, sheds the block, and then rips the ball out right there, and that is a fumble.
Arms of Miles Harden. Here comes the other Miles right there. You can see that
for this year as well. Watch this. He's going to end up getting the double team, and he goes, nope, don't care. I'm going to push him all the way down.
Absolutely another one of those Duval DNA guys. Watch the hustle. He is relentless. Cook had just a little bit of hesitation.
And you get penetration into the defense vertically. You're going to disrupt them.
And a full sack from owning it outright.
and again a little bit of help from your running back, but just around that edge.
Here with 8 interceptions in 24.
And look at Parsons. Low pad level, but his speed today has been off the charts.
Found his way into the middle of that pocket. Good coverage in the back end to allow Lopez just enough time to.
Guy here that ends up the free runner, but you're exactly right, Mike, that there has to be plays in the game and veteran quarterbacks.
To the spot where Goff is, Kobe Turner, one-on-one with Cologne, the left guard, gets on the edge. The awareness on this naked bootleg. Hutchinson doesn't go for it one bit. Seen a lot of
pressure on Jackson Dart. You're going to see Von Miller. He's going to be coming around. And he's still got a little something in him. Has a nice spin move, putting the pressure almost.
This is who they are and who they believe in being. Bring both their linebackers, Diablo and Caden Ellis, who are two great blitzers.
Needed to be checked down. Bo Nix knows if I check the ball down, we're going to punt, and look at the effort by Mike.
Late leg, it looks like. Jones just coming over here with speed. You know, both the tackles here for the Cincinnati Bengals, they've really had a tough time with this edge pressure, and this is a play.
You have to know who's over there, right? Because you're going to get help here, and then you're going to turn him over to your left tackle, Ozzie Trapillo, but Caleb
to this point, and now it's showing up on the field, right? How it's interesting how that works. You practice hard, you're going to play as hard as you practice, and all of a sudden he's beating the rookie like a drum around the corner, gets that sack strip.
And more Dak will start to feel
that block. Watch this. He leaves it again a little bit early. He did that earlier to Jake Matthews.
This is what I love about these veterans, right? He just beat Jermaine Illuminor underneath. So now he fakes underneath, goes right around the corner, because why? Jermaine is going to sit flat.
Ball going forward, but that was very clean.
Got Hunt here. You got Nolan Smith here. No edges. They're trying to chip Nolan Smith at the top. They end up just knocking him.
But watch Hines Allen. This is so well done by Hines Allen. He reads it. He feels it. Something's not right. You know, all the flow was going the other way, but Hines Allen could tell by the blocking schemes.
Cincinnati's defense really enjoying some really good pressure. This is just a naked bootleg, and so they don't account for
we talked about how good this defensive line continues to get. You'll see Ajomo right there. He ends up working. They slide the center, Alex Kappa, to the right. Just a nice counter swing move.
And he's just able to kind of lift him and push him right back into the quarterback with edge pressure as well. Trying to get rid of this football. He certainly knows that Ramsey's breathing down his neck, but unable.
Nice job, Abdul Carter. He's going to be coming from the top of the screen. Makes one play on Tyler Biadasz, and bam, gets in the backfield.
As a result,
well, Patrick Queen, when he can run and hit, there's not a lot of linebackers in this league that aren't going to make this play. And Rodgers is ready to turn it loose, but those two guys were right in the same area, and he's not able to. And by the time he put it down, Sealer was there making the sack.
The strength, really, of the pass rush for the Vikings are those two edges, and they met at the quarterback that time.
Yeah, and you're going to see Scorton coming off the edge right there. He steps up right into the
player inside, and you're going to watch him just dominate the edge. Oh, sorry, it's the outside guy right there. Just take the guard and shove him into the backfield. Two-hand bull rush. Look at this. I mean, he is just beating the quarterback back to the spot.
did not get out of the pocket when they had their 3- and 4-man rushes. So you've seen them cage rush.
Here comes the punt team. Yeah, great rush on Avila, the left guard, and Muhammad working opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. The two of them combined.
See, it looks like a cover 0, right? And then all of a sudden, everybody looks like they're going to rush. Then they start dropping people out, and they end up only rushing 4. Grenard ends up getting the initial pressure, and then comes all one-on-one everywhere. Watch the pressure immediately. So on almost every snap that we have seen so far out of the Cowboys defense, we have seen some sort of immediate win that has disrupted the play.
The orange rush does it. Just look at the edge. These guys collapse the pocket right on the edge, and they've been doing it all year. As good a
2 4th down plays in this quarter have failed to work. One did, then the last 2 haven't. Dropped them for a loss.
Just watch him right here. He's going to come flying in. Basically, you're guessing. They get up on the ball fast. You're like, they're going to run it. He's going to shoot the gap quickly.
Yes, and you're going to see Chase Young right here coming off the edge, pressing the pocket. I saw his dad on the airplane coming to the game.
And Charles, I didn't like the call. They've rushed 4 all game long. They haven't blitzed, so going to the screen, they didn't really fool anybody because those.
Flying right through the middle. It's a screen play, so you're not really going to block him. But that.
So the call on the field stands. Hard to overturn this. It was tight. So they ruled it as a fumble. It is a sack for Simmons.
And it could not be more timely than right now.
It was Jonah Ellis, 52, who got to him first. And
looks like man coverage, and on the second, they all kind of bail out and play zone. Stafford's looking over to the right, and then Hutchinson with a relentless effort. Anzalone cleans it up.
Football, so when you go to do this with only 3 guys up front, you're anticipating being able to pick up a few yards just to get in better position.
To get around, makes a play. Hey, DN on a tight end, they want that matchup every single day of the week. And you saw him go there and kind of grab the horse collar. Didn't pull it, but it does.
But with all of these guys, you have to figure out on offense who's going to be dropping and who's going to be coming. Ebukam, he drops back. Now for the offensive line, you're trying to determine.
Kicker Jason Myers. And watch how they just take the line of scrimmage. And what Latu did was, I can't get there on my own, so he just dove right in front of the offensive lineman, Anthony Bradford, and created a pile.
Just an excellent job. Jaron Reed right there in the middle. You're going to see him come in the backfield, and he beats Bortolini off the snap. And that's the movement by the Seattle Seahawks defense.
Takes on Wiley and pushes him right back into Jacobs.
And he's telling them about it. He's in that linebacker position, inside out. And right there, as Walker's trying to get up the field, he shoots the gap, and he's already.
I'm just going to be inside, up and under. Look at him rip and dip on Jacobs.
Krosky Mayer was hobbling on the sideline. He gets the football. Bam, nice tackle. Tyler Nubin, and I can't tell if McNichols was down.
Trying to get that little screen over to the right side. And again, another nice kind of ad-lib adjustment.
Again, another one of these veterans showing up for the Commanders.
Milano gets to the QB.
Henderson does a good job initially picking it up, but Milano, perseverance, relentlessness, just fights through the blocks.
The route. I think Mahomes thought he was going to keep going, but Thornton saw the deep coverage, so he just pulled up, and Mahomes had already gotten off him at that point and worked back to the other side of the field.
Just kind of beating it inside quick. You're going to see the 2 pullers come out, and you're able to get kind of on that backside and get upfield and make a tackle on Kyle Monungai. That was really, really well done.
The start of this way. Watch these linebackers. They move to the side, and then it's just attack. Watch on the snap. They slide over that way, and then it's boom. You're going, shooting into the back.
What a piece he's become for this Ravens defense.
Well, there's no doubt. And their coordinator, Zach Orr, has to be extremely pleased with the way his defense is playing. You know, that back 7, they are forced.
And double teaming him. So as he climbs this pocket, nowhere to go. They try to get him on the double move to the corner. Darren Hall jumped on him. And
it's a nice job from Murphy fighting through this chip. And then I believe Slayton is just going to go with power up the middle. Just a great job. Slayton, he comes from the inside, but that's just
against Pole out on the far side here. Look up top.
Mahomes wanted to step up, but Karlaftis is going to be working upfield.
Timeout for injury.
He's able to undercut the guard and get to the backfield.
Here's another injury for the Chiefs.
The entire pocket on him. You're going to see Thompson drop out, but everybody else just squeezes, and there is nowhere for Drake May to go with the football or with his legs. The Bills
taking credit for the misdirection of that field goal try.
Calais Campbell, 6'8". Look at him get inside right there.
He did the job.
To the side, there's no receivers on that side of the field. Watson continuing the pursuit.
Brock Bowers in, so he helps on Hunt. So they're trying to shore up their edges, but take a look there at the top of your screen. The veteran Brandon Graham, and making his presence felt.
On these toss plays to the edge, you can kill it with penetration, and that's exactly what Greg Rousseau does here. He just gets so deep into the backfield, it mashes everything up, and there is nowhere to go. Great job.
And you just can't have this, right? Protection up front, you've got to twist the game, you got 3-on-2. I don't know how in pass protection with a guy in the front in a threatening position.
A little TE stunt, which means the tackle's going to penetrate and the E, the end, is going to come wrap around. And they execute it to perfection. Landry's able to get up there, put the pressure on, and get home with the sack. New England doing an unbelievable job containing Josh Allen. So
Amenahu's going to be coming right through the middle. He's able to split the double team and then able to just grab the ankle.
The extra defender in the box has to be accounted for. This is kind of the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan style of offense in the run game. Now the key is, how do they?
They're going to drop out the backside 3 technique, and they're going to bring guys all over, and Josh Allen is just going to have no answer for it as they're directly in his face, and Ellis cleans it up. He's just sitting there with open arms. Nothing you can do there.
Well, really, not really sure what happens. He just goes right through. That's just a 4-man rush. There was no disguise.
Working against Fashanu. Fashanu tries to jump him. Green with the long arm and then able to get there.
Tuipulotu is going to be working off the edges, and you talked about the progress that he's made and the fact that he was coming into this season knowing he was going to be the starter, and the persistent, he gets double teamed to the
And the problem, look, his head is turned, his back's to the defense. That's something that Cook is not used to, did not do a whole lot of at all in college.
So it's 3rd down.
They line him up on both edges, a normal safety position, linebacker depth. This time he's just working all the way across the line, and Tuipulotu and James bring him down for a loss.
Al Golden, the defensive coordinator. One more time, this is Miles Murphy, right here, number 99. And what the Cincinnati does, they do a great job of making Lamar Jackson go up inside. You mentioned it. I believe this is Murphy right here playing on the edge. And really, since the bye week, this defense has taken a lot of criticism. This front has taken a lot of criticism.
To be able to get the pressure, just rushing 4. And you can see his eyes. He's looking to his right towards McMillan, but just it's not there. Good coverage downfield. Sack. Right there, he's got the sack. Ball is out.
32 seconds,
but Cousins and a couple Tampa Bay guys pounce on the ball together. The officials say they got it simultaneously, so it stays with Cousins.